And we're live. Hi everyone, this is amateurgamer, and I'll be returning to Beyond All Reason cast. And this time we have a 3v3 on Theta Crystals 1.0. Let's first talk about the teams and then we'll talk about the map. So on the bottom left corner, we have Rocktopus as red, Bat as yellow. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Tront 1411 as orange. And then for the top right corner, we have that PMK as green. Blue is the big back wolf. And teal is champion with the extra H. He's large. Huh. I've never seen crystals, so these must be new assets. Oh yeah, let's talk about the map. So we have half of it kind of have this huge ridge, which I think is crossbow by bots, but it does have a kind of a blind spot for radar. We have a body of water right in the middle, and then we have open spaces. And as I mentioned earlier, we have these crystals. Actually, I could probably play with. There isn't much. There are these crystals that are like trees providing energy. Then we have kind of a high ground for two of the players, one star on the low ground. There's a lot of metal sites, so I don't think resources will be an issue. It's also interesting to see that these crystals are different colors. I'm not sure if that's for aesthetics. It's how the map editor decided to make things work. I don't think I've seen a single geyser though. Energy. See. So we do have some of these sites scattered around. Probably need aircrafts to make use of. The vehicle plant is very close to that metal extractor, but it should be fine. You just need to be within a certain range. We have a bot lab for blue, vehicle plant for teal, vehicle plant coming up for yellow. Red has a bot lab. I feel like some of these. Oh wait, sorry, wrong faction. Does red have anything? Yes. Grunts, okay. I was gonna say, it's a wrong faction, okay? Otherwise, I'm like, ticks are surprisingly like if you use them well, they can do a lot of economic damage, as we saw in one of the 3v3s Comet maps. Okay, we have a teal. Are they gonna get through? I don't think so. Yeah, red covered this. Red has clearly been raided before, so the fact that some of them got caught by the commander and some of them got caught by their guard means that they weren't going anywhere. Green is sending a light tank, which will probably. Oh wait, no, I didn't realize. Wow, green is really aggressively taking control of this position. Like instead of cutting it by half, green is like, we're gonna have better position. Orange is going through the center. Yeah, by building their radar tower up top. Okay, this is really interesting. By having this radar tower here, the bottom left team has a lot of information, and that information could make a huge difference. And we see some early harassment. I think maybe just one metal extractor with one wind turbine. Nothing too serious. Oh, I didn't realize that green was able to get through to red space. Oh, destroying that bot lab is gonna have a huge impact. Red is. This is gonna get cleaned up, but the rating done on red was huge. I don't think all of these are reds. Yeah, some of these are oranges. And one problem with. So, looking at the current situation, orange is in a bit of danger because orange has basically got the attention of 2 players. And if both of those players decide to go aggressive, it's not gonna go too well for them. But we'll see if they could capitalize. I'm only saying they're in trouble is because normally maybe you have orange and yellow trying to challenge this position. The problem with that at the moment is that red is out of commission for a while until they could rebuild a lot of these. Are they rebuilding these or are they resurrecting? I don't think these guys could resurrect, so... Oh wait, no, okay, they did build some grave robbers. Okay, by building another... Wait, what? Oh, did they get grave robbers to get energy? Okay, that's probably what happened. So right now, green is like, I'm going to have these dragon's tooth, which slows down the enemy, but in terms of the damage output, they are not cutting it. And if I feel like yellow not pushing forward is a bit of a mistake. They have a radar? Because I don't think yet. Dragon's Tooth. Because according to the radar, they should know that the enemy doesn't have... I mean, they do have their commander. But I do think they have enough to actually take out the commander. So this is a missed opportunity. In the meantime here, were they able to get... Yeah, agitators. So teal and blue didn't work on dislodging orange, which puts them in a really good spot here. But at the same time, see, I told you, like if they push earlier with a lot of these, for example, wardens not built, that commander would probably be gone already. But right now, I'm trying to pay attention to both, okay? We do have red and orange contempt on building up their forces while they just harass from afar. Especially when they're... Oh, they're getting more agitators. Yeah, that is really bad. Yeah, the fact that orange was able to secure this area is not great. We do see some artillery, but there's nothing protecting them. So are they willing to push forward? Wait, did the agitator stop attacking? Oh no. Oh, it's attacking faster units. Yeah, right now I should pay attention to here because if green is not careful, their commander could perish. Yeah, yellow is just picking off green. I don't know if green is paying attention. But yeah, they definitely need those construction turrets to repair that commander. Otherwise, if that commander goes, this whole flank is gone and yellow is able to just do what they need. In the meantime, we're still seeing some duels. Green is going for... Yeah, they need to dislodge the enemy. They're way too close. I will probably focus on dislodging them if I can. And earlier, ooh, that... I wonder if that might be a little too aggressive there. You don't want to lose your commander here. You lose your commander here, your ability to hold this position drops. Would you see artillery steadily picking them away? Do we have any radars on this side? Do you have some air? Yeah, that is sufficient on uncovering all of that. Orange does need to be careful. The last thing you want is to embolden your opponents to... I mean, I guess losing commander but winning the game is a good price to pay. Maybe. All of these thugs are doing a hefty amount of damage. I think there's a bit of a stalemate. So for green, just sitting idly is not enough. I think green does need to go more on the offensive. At least try to help. But I guess right now we are having like a 2v2 here and a 1v1 down there. So it is kind of working as intended. And yeah, that's what I mean. With those agitators, you can't really sit back because you're gonna get crushed. And it looks like teal and blue are finally making a push. Now the question is, how far can they get? I did tell you that orange's commander was in way too much of a forward position. I just say don't tempt them. You might embolden them and they might push. And that's what they did. Now the question is, where is... Okay, red is getting a tier 2 event spot. Commander is supporting that. So they did manage to hold the enemy off for now. But the question is, how emboldened is teal and blue? And green has been... Oh, if yellow's commander goes down, that is going to be really bad news. Yep. Yellow wasn't paying attention. Was yellow being too greedy? Might have been. That's what it looked like. Yeah, losing 2 commanders is really bad in this situation. I mean, like, at the very least, there's a morale drop. But yeah, the question is, will red continue trying to hold this position? I do wonder if it's quite worth it. There's a lot of resources. If anyone take advantage of those, it's gonna be a lot of metal. And looking at orange, wait, that's yellow. That's orange. Yeah, yellow came close. Okay, if yellow had taken out the green commander, the battle would be an entirely different thing. Because actually, I think blue and teal would have still attacked just out of desperation because they were being held up a lot. But at the moment, it looked like teal and blue are making another push. They're tired of the opponent getting a really good ridge line. And meanwhile, green has some agitators that are just harassing the enemy. They must have a radar, right? I'm assuming they do. I just can't find... Oh, yeah. That one... Was that built earlier? Probably. Hovercraft? I guess if you could swing around to their backline. Actually, a hovercraft wouldn't be a bad idea because these bodies of water definitely... It's easy to overlook it. The question is, did that came too late? They're getting Sheldons. Ooh. They have to be careful. They don't want their Sheldons to get picked apart. And the Fiend is devastating against these units. I mean, it's a glass cannon in itself. So, they're quite worth it. We'll see. Now we will see if red could get enough Sheldons to challenge this, to take back the ridgeline. Because these Sheldons, if they get pushed back aggressively, they are not going to do too well. It is interesting to see orange now trying to support yellow against green, which means that red is kind of fending on their own. But that is not good. Yeah, right now what red needs is a critical number of Sheldons. Fusion reactor. But in terms of the metal, yeah, it's hurting a lot. And for a lot of these units, because climbing uphill slows them down so much. Actually, speaking of which, do they have a tier 2 anywhere? I do feel like for these matches, tier 2 is nice, but it's such a luxury. Because the reason... Oh, green does. What is green building? You're getting tigers. A bulwark? I mean bulwark? Right now, I think the problem for red is they rely on these Sheldons, and Sheldons are not going to be able to fend them. Orange will need to help because if orange could supply the frontline troops, then red's Sheldon could build up to the numbers that's needed to possibly turn things around. Right now, there's nothing protecting these Sheldons. They are at the risk of the enemy, and grave robber is not what they need right now. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Orange has decided to harass the enemy. That's not a bad idea if red wasn't collapsing. So are we gonna see a base race to see who can come out of this better? I guess we'll find out soon enough. I don't think red's commander is gonna last very long under this pressure. Is green frustrated? I mean, all things considered, green's allies are threatening. Yeah, red probably shouldn't have went for Sheldon. Fiends probably would have been a better choice. Yeah, they can't afford to lose their commander right now. But yeah, red is not going to be able to hold off all of these grunts and whatnot. It feels like the bottom left corner has kind of just collapsed. Like, utterly collapsed. So before... I'm assuming it's coming to an end. So before we go there, I want to kind of say, like, green did an amazing job. Green was able to hold this position, not lose the commander, that was a big thing, and be able to take out yellow's commander. Now, they weren't able to push much further, but given that it was a 1v1, green definitely win that. Teal and blue was under a lot of pressure, but eventually they pushed through here. Red, going Sheldon wasn't the mistake. The mistake was that orange kind of stopped supporting this flank, and red wasn't going to beat teal and blue, who are still spamming tier 1 units. So at this point, red's commander is probably going down very quickly. You just can't, like... Yeah, red's commander is still alive. I also don't know what yellow is doing. Yellow has been fairly passive. That's a lot of energy converters. Yeah, orange was too aggressive with the commander. Honestly, if they were able to make something of this, it probably would have helped a lot. And at this point, yeah. Orange got collapsed upon. Red is trying to... They're getting fiends a little too late. Orange has been basically crushed. Yellow, I do feel like, other than the initial pushes, was fairly passive. They definitely needed to do more, and red's commander is once again in danger. I wouldn't push that aggressively, honestly. But yeah, I guess in the end, in the end, it's really a team loss. Because yes, yellow didn't win against green, and yellow did lose their commander. But at the same time, yellow kind of stopped green from making a ton of gains, except early on when red's base got raided. And I do feel like red was a little unfair on blaming yellow, because at the start there's a lot of room to essentially swing around. There's just no way for yellow to cover this entire space, right? For those early raids. And after losing this point, red was still desperately trying to hold on to this position. It just wasn't going to happen. And right now, and this just shows, it's like, yes, going for tier 2 is good, but honestly I feel like getting more tier 1s would have been better. It would have been a lot more affordable in terms of resources, and they're also faster to produce. And right now it's just a formality. It's just things getting tidied up. But yeah, initially this play was great. It really suppressed the enemy. You have the high ground. It put you in a decent spot. I feel like at that point, I think red going for tier 2 wasn't the best call. At that point, red going for, honestly, more tier, I don't remember how good their economy is, but having more tier 1s and just having this location where they could fall back to. Because if red and orange, like orange was aggressive, if red could have had similar aggression, not with the commander but with actual units, I think they could have had a chance to break through this front. And once they break through this front, then green is all the way here. Green is not going to be able to support that. Green is tied up there. So looking at, yeah, green did a ton of damage at the end, just swinging around, but the early raids slowed red a lot. So that might be the reason why red and orange weren't able to capitalize on their ridgeline play, because red was slowed down a lot by that raid, and then red never ensured that there was sufficient pressure there. Red definitely kept playing. Some players might have given up after getting raided that early on. Red kept playing. The tier 2 was, in my opinion, the questionable one. But honestly, if red went for more tier 1 and used this ridgeline, instead of attacking up, apply more pressure. Because if blue and teal collapse here, there's nothing left. Like, they could hold up there, but green's base would be wide open, and then green can't maintain pressure here. Yellow will eventually beat them. Efficient use of resources, yeah. Green really hold up here. It's a very aggressive, but it also gave them a lot more resources, metal extractors to work with. Overall, it was a team win. Okay, this is why I like games with fewer players, because everybody have to carry their weight. Here, green did what they needed to do. Teal and blue fought against red and orange until eventually teal and blue broke through. I just felt bad for red, because I felt like red tried really hard, recovered from the raid, made a few questionable decisions, but if orange had supported them, I think the outcome would be very different if they had a large number of Sheldon, but you know, the game is done. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good one.